All right.
And we're back. Just tuning out to the Mr. Roboto by Styx on hhgradio.com. You guys are wondering, we're back on our hour 3 of our telethon. We are broadcasting live on hhgradio.com nonstop. It'll just click on HHG Radio, the audio link, and it'll be there nonstop until we're done.
Once we stop the video feed, do they have to re-click the audio feed to listen to radio, music, and stuff like that while we're gone? Or
well, if they want to do the video entirely, like just watch the video in its entirety, they can watch the video, but the video and the audio are separate streams.
Okay.
And of course, audio has its limitations where you don't get to see the guests or the visuals that we're offering. But the video has that, but we can't play music on it.
Okay.
And the problem with it, of course, is we're trying to get it so that our shows are packaged and they have a specific topic, and that's what we're doing at that moment. So when we get finished our conversation about that point, when we go to take our break to get the next component ready, the music is still there. There's still comments. And if we're doing a live call-in that actually happens to come in over the phone, we'll share that in the gap.
Okay.
So yes, you do have to go back and forth. Unfortunately, it's just is what it is. But it also separates the two different media styles that we have. So that's what that one is.
All right, thank you.
But I'm Kirk Kayer.
And I'm Red Dog McDavid.
And this is our 24-hour telethon to raise funding for the new media, the new truth media that we're hoping to share.
Yes, exactly.
And we've gone through the why we think there needs to be a new media. We've gone through kind of our goal about building not just a network, but a series of communication avenues that will allow us to get to the right answer. That, again, it's not because we've decided it's the right answer, but it's because we're sharing enough that people are coming to their own conclusions.
That's right.
So as this is our 3rd hour, we have a special special guest. No. Okay, well, we're just going to get down to it. I have a clip that's appropriate.
Okay.
And this is where the audience is being shared that which we've received, which is not in its entirety, but it is, it's kind of shocking. Like, some people will have seen it, but it's kind of shocking.
It is.
So I'd like to bring it right.
Evan Lee, I'm a Calgary high school student. Like many high school students, I'm very concerned about what's going to happen to the upcoming Alberta teachers strike. But just an hour ago, they voted 89.5 in favor of striking.
Evan?
And my question is, why is the government handing out
Here's the thing, Evan. Evan, I applaud you coming here to speak. I don't applaud how you're trying to speak. It's not making any sense. So we're going to move along, okay? Let's go over to this microphone, okay? I know you'd love some chaos, but your parents should turn you over your knee. Let's go over here.
Oh, that's rude. That's rude. No.
Oh, did you catch that?
Rude.
Go ahead.
That is disgraceful.
Seriously.
Where was that at?
Okay, we're going to play it again. This is at the Alberta Next panel, and in Calgary. And I want you to just hear it again.
My name is Evan Lee. I'm a Calgary high school student. Like many high school students, I'm very concerned about what's going to happen to the upcoming Alberta teachers strike. But just an hour ago, they voted 89.5 in favor of striking.
Evan?
And my question is, why is the government handing out
That's it. That's the punchline.
Here's the thing, Evan. Evan, I applaud you coming here to speak. I don't applaud how you're trying to speak. It's not making any sense. So we're going to move along. Okay? Let's go over to this microphone, okay? I know you'd love some chaos, but your parents should turn you over your knee. Let's go over here.
Oh, that's rude.
All right.
Wow.
So now I had to share that simply because it's new or newer. Okay. And that is at the Alberta Next panel.
That was in Calgary.
That was in Calgary. It had a whole pile of MLAs, but it had Danielle Smith specifically. And if you notice, this young man said, he's 17 years old. He's a high school student. He had a question about the strike. And they killed his microphone. There's the first one.
Wow.
He didn't even get his question out. And my question is, and then the mic died.
Wow.
And it was admitted that they've killed his mic. And then I'll say moderator, suggested that this young man needed to be put over his parents' knee.
And paddled.
And when I heard it, and I did hear it last night, it was sent to me by one of our friends. And I laughed. And I really did. I laughed. And I laughed because at the end of the day, I was very bothered. I laughed because the terminology of being put over their parents' knee, that authoritarian, which I think is such an old fogey saying that I would say. But it was so said in the wrong phrase, the wrong presentation at the wrong time. It's not his kid. The kid hadn't done anything wrong. He's
What did the kid do to make him say that?
accused of starting chaos. So I laughed because the put over the knee is something I hadn't heard in forever.
Yeah.
But here's the issue.
I've been put over somebody's knees a lot of times.
There was a time where that was a much more reoccurring event amongst many of us who are a little older.
Really?
Well, if we deserved it or not. But threatened with his parents should. For what? And where was the outrage of the rest of the board and the panel to hold the speaker to account, and the transparency of this young man's question, which he never got to ask? We fight to get young people involved in the political.
They don't want kids involved. That's why he did that, more than likely. I don't know. It's just a thought. They don't want the kids involved. They want the kids to be shut down and like you said, paddled. The kids aren't going to get involved if they keep getting hammered like this, right? And shut off.
I'm with you on that to a point. And I understand where the political machines are looking for the youth involvement or the buy-in, if you will. But I find for a taxpayer-funded event to disallow this young man to ask his question, we don't know if it's a good question.
Why did he kill his mic? Period. Why did he say that to him? He must have said something.
You know what? There's a different thing.
No. Rude.
Yeah, I know. No, I'll just get rid of that. Just hold on. I'm going to add a different one to the studio. Just hold on 2 seconds. This is a different video. It may be the same thing, but it is presented differently.
Okay.
We're going to add
Evan
this.
Lee, I'm a Calgary high school student. Like many high school students, I'm very concerned about what's going to happen to the upcoming Alberta teachers strike. But just an hour ago, they voted 89.5 in favor of striking.
Evan,
And my question is, why is the government handing out
That's it.
here's the thing, Evan. Evan, I applaud you coming here to speak. I don't applaud how you're trying to speak. It's not making any sense. So we're going to move along. Okay?
Wow.
Let's go over to this microphone, okay? I know you'd love some chaos, but your parents should turn you over your knee. Let's go over here.
Oh, that's rude. That's rude. No.
Who's the
Rude.
lady?
Go ahead.
That is disgraceful.
See, that's the part that's so disheartening.
I'd like to hear his question.
I think everybody should. I think that, but when you start looking at all of these government decisions, let's try this one.
It's kind of disgusting that you guys are blaming immigrants directly in a video for the problem.
Get lost. Nobody did that. Nobody did that.
It did. It was in the video and we all saw it.
Yeah.
So I think that's disgusting. The
I think
problem
you are.
is private developers. We need more public housing that serves the people and not private interests.
Oh, okay.
Who's this guy?
That's more from the Alberta Next panel again in Calgary.
I don't like that guy.
Okay, well, you just think about it from that perspective. I'm going to bring something else up here in just a minute, if I can find it appropriately. But just consider it. You take it for a second for what that moment elicits from you. How does that make you feel in terms of
Well, I never did hear the question that the kid answered.
There was no question.
The kid asked. He said, "What is the government doing about full something? Or what was he talking?
4
about?
million. That's as far as he got.
4 million. Okay.
Like that was the part that we're trying to just see why exactly he got shut off. The fact there were hard questions asked.
The kid scared him obviously when he asked that question. This guy went into let's get him mode.
Yeah. And that's what makes it so disgusting, if you will. All right. So I'm going to share something with you from the CBC.
Okay.
And this is from the CBC folks. Got to acknowledge them for being there. This is the CBC's article from Calgary. And I want you to note the crowd voted in favor of all government proposals despite some dissent. Some. So they say there were about 1,100 people in Spruce Meadows. And the quote was, "There are some issues that I feel like we're getting enough of a consensus that we may be able to move on. Some we may reject and others that will have to be put to the people," Smith said. And that was fine. And I get a lot of it, but they have a number of points. One is Alberta's relationship with Ottawa, which is fine. But Danielle's talking about greater control over immigration. I can appreciate that. I'm not sure what her words are. Exiting the Canada Pension Plan to create an Alberta run plan just by itself before you go anywhere, before anybody says anything. If that's a go forward with under any pretext, which it should be okay, it should make sense. But
Makes sense to me.
there's just one question: who's running it?
Yeah, who's going to be in charge of it?
Because if you can't answer that in a manner that makes me feel comfortable, then I'm not going to support it. But it is suggested that AIMCO will direct it. So Danielle can say, well, Ottawa's not doing a good enough job. But if they're going to put it in the hands of AIMCO,
Who is AIMCO?
AIMCO, when you look it up, they'll give you more details. But I'm just going to talk to you about some of the people who are working for AIMCO right now. Allison Redford,
Huh. Parasite.
Jason Kenney.
Parasite.
And who is that? Conservative Prime Minister?
Harper. Another parasite.
Stephen Harper.
Unbelievable. You're
So
going to
how-
take it from the parasites and give it to 3 other parasites?
It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous.
And when you talk about the questions that are involved in all 3 of their, let's say, political lives, questionable is the nicest word I can come up with. And then we're talking about,
This is unacceptable.
and this is Danielle Smith. Again, this is full disclosure. This is the purpose of having a new media. And then Danielle talks about creating a provincial police service. So let's just talk about having a provincial police service.
Okay.
We can have more officers in the street because we're keeping more money in Alberta.
And it should be created out of the people of Alberta.
Yeah.
Not whoever they decide to choose.
Of course, that would make wonderful sense.
No, I've seen links where they're hiring, I think it's in Ontario, people to join the police force. And they were these people were at a mosque.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that video, but again, we don't know about its truth. But I can guarantee you this to all of our audience who's watching. The police force that we could bring in here conceptually is a wonderful idea. So we'll have local cops dealing with local issues. And here's the punchline, still working under the auspice of the Canadian legal system.
Which is corrupt right to the core.
Dum dum da. How do you say with straight face and present that you have 1,100 people who primarily agree with the concept when you haven't told them that the real issue is we have bad laws that have come in and affected everybody. We have bad policy that has come in and affected everybody. We have the turnstile catch and release program that affects everybody. We have piss poor accountability from the police service, the legal system, the judges, the government.
There's no service.
There's no service. And they were
She's not going to get everything.
but it says here the panel was welcomed with a standing ovation. And aside from several moments of dissent from individuals, the crowd voted overwhelmingly in favor of all 6 of the government's proposals. You cannot tell me that whether you have X police force or Y police force, if it's the same revolving probation, in and out, like you have the Coots boys who do X amount of time for running over a pylon versus, and I'm not joking when I say this, murderers, drug dealers, rapists, home invasion people. On the same day that they're released, they commit a crime. And before the next day is over, they're released again. And any Albertans would approve of that. No offense, but I think when it comes right down to it, this isn't either good news or good journalism or good observations. And that's where we need to come back to earth. That's the problem with traditional media, is they're not covering these things. And they're not being honest with those who they have in front of them.
We need the Alberta Police Force built out of the citizens of Alberta, ex-military, X, good people that are truthful and honest and want to be, I know a lot of people we can put in place for this. Did they ask? No. They build their own police force and they put it in place. It's not acceptable.
Oh my. So we have a number of questions. So first we'll show, or not questions, comments.
Okay.
So the first one comment was, this is how fireside chats work, like the next panel.
Mhm.
You can only ask specific questions so the panel has their scripted answers ready.
Of course.
Okay. How about this one? Corporations and all are doing fireside chats, elite positioning. We are the important ones and you aren't. No, you know what? There's evidence to support that. How about this one? Canada Pension Plan sits with the WEF. Now, there's no way this is true. That is not possible. Just say it. That has to be wrong. But this one's interesting. AIMCO is a partner of the WEF. Now, does that-
WF wants us in cages, 15-minute cities. They want to control us, every aspect of our lives.
And where's the surprise? Check this out. Oh, no, it jumped before I got to go through it. We're talking about AIMCO. Stephen Harper manages it. See, it's so disappointing because if you open up a copy of today's newspaper, turn on today's news and traditional media, these aren't things that are being discussed. But CBC did, I mean, we showed it. They did downplay the impact, the cutting of the democratic process or the objections kind of in a disgusting manner.
Mhm.
But CBC did not say it was disgusting. But here's another one. Now, what the heck this all means? It's all going to scale up the next gen industry to which you would have thought she would have been discussing these investments for the future on this panel. Nope, because people are already super concerned about graphene and reduced graphene in their bodies and the nanotech. Okay, you may have just spoken over my head and many other people's heads.
Mhm.
I thought when I saw the name of the panel, they were going to finally disclose the next tech they're bringing forth.
Yeah.
And oh, we can't have this. Should we show this?
AWZ Adventures.
Let's do this. Check this out. All right, folks. Go to AWZ Ventures. Look it up on Google. And you'll find Stephen Harper's company there. And you'll see where all of the AIMCO funds are
Wow. AWZ Adventures.
being invested in.
What does
Now,
that mean?
oh, I actually, I did have a walk through all of the managing partners. But again, this is not what the public is being told in terms of the stories. It's very concerning. Everything that seems to be going on in traditional media, on all of the social media sites, is very similar to exactly this. And you have to see this to appreciate it. I want you to see this. If they're not, I'm being asked a question, can I share live? The answer is yes. But I want you to just think about it for a second. We have all of these stories from the teachers' strike or the teachers' negotiation. They're only telling part of the story.
Mhm.
They're only telling about the wage increase, not the overwhelming issues that start with, that are really being fought for. But we're talking about, in that instance, the lack of coverage on that story forgets the thing is it's got nothing to do with the teachers. The teachers are almost beside the point in all of our calculations. The reality of our calculations should be on the teachers solely, should be about the education that the kids are getting. The preparation these young people get to go into the world as adults. And we've got to do our absolute best to give them the best opportunity for success. And that's not happening.
That's right.
So if you don't tell the whole story, how does the public become educated to come to really good decisions?
Can we go backwards to AWZ Ventures
Yeah, we can.
for a minute? And
Okay.
just go through the list of people that are involved.
Okay, hold on a second. So give me 1 second and I will I'm just going to pull this up. Now, AWZ Ventures is a, what do you call it?
On the website.
Toronto-based company. So let us,
This concerns me.
it concerns you?
Oh,
All right, so just give me a second.
yeah, it concerns me.
I'm going to share this with everyone. Now, this is AWZ, and you can see it's their website. And it goes with team, funds, portfolio, blah, blah, blah. But let's just look at the team. And I'm just going to let you take a look if we scroll down just a little bit. See, that's the part I really don't like. Right Honorable Stephen Harper, partner and president of the advisory committee. Look at the names. Former CIA director, former director of the Mossad, former FBI associate deputy director.
Okay, why do these guys have to be involved in our pension funds? Tell me that.
I want to know what the heck they know about money.
Number of strategic advisors.
Finally, there's some people, but I mean, when it says director, it
already
doesn't
listed.
give you the background on
We
them.
need somebody to research all their names.
But when you go through
Look
it,
at the,
it's
look at the length of them.
because that's very concerning. But this is the part of the story.
Or the top line.
Yeah, well, we'll go up to the top. So these ones are fine, but there's the evidence. Former CSIS, former CIA, former Mossad,
Mossad. Unbelievable.
former FBI.
So Daniel Smith's going to put them in charge of our pension when they bring it back, if they bring it back. If Ottawa lets it go.
They're going to have. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and get out of there.
Thank you.
So
Mr. President.
that's the part that's most upsetting. Our researcher has like lots of comments to throw in this, but the fact of the matter is that before it gets to this AWZ corporation, we have a former premier, and the former prime minister of Canada. And I'm sorry, but they didn't do good managing money when they were in office. They didn't have experience before they were in office, and they're going to help direct with other people who don't have financial.
We're in trouble. We need to replace these people, all of them, top down. They need to be replaced. Danielle Smith obviously is not capable of running this province. She's not capable of, she wants to bring in a bunch of crooks and like Mossad and CIA and CSIS. My God. And look at the number of them. It's like the government. 90% too many. 10% of the amount of people they've got on board. They've got so many people in the government and all the different factions because there's somebody in every family that's working there. So they don't want to stir the pot. They don't want to make any noise because I got a cousin that's in there. It's in City Hall. Or I got an uncle that's on this council. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All this stuff. They got too many people. And the money, my God. And then they do their 4 or 8 years and they've got full pension for life.
Oh, check this. This is total Canadian losses, 1.2 billion USD on the green energy investments for Northvolt plant. That was the retirement funds? Seriously? That was our pension funds that took a $1.2 billion loss? US.
That's a lot of money.
Now, I don't want to point any fingers. Danielle, politicians, bureaucrats. Not one.
All the fingers.
Folks, this is the thing. We don't know everything. People bring the information to us and we try and share.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we showed on our live presentation where the information comes from. It's right on the web. It's from their own websites, not a link or a picture. The things that should be bringing up questions. Like, I want you to do this again.
It's kind of disgusting that you guys are blaming immigrants directly in a video for the problem.
Get lost. Nobody did that. Nobody did that.
It did. It was in the video and we all saw it.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Well, before we go, he says, and I quote, "Get lost." And I'm trying to figure out how this works, but how do you, in a taxpayer-funded event, get to say "get lost"
Well,
to somebody from
taxpayers
the
are funding
audience?
this too.
Oh
kind
yes,
of disgusting that you guys are blaming immigrants directly in a video for the problem.
Get lost. Nobody did that. Nobody did that.
It did. It was in the video and we all saw it.
Yeah.
So
Where's that
I think
video?
that's
I'd like to see that
disgusting.
video.
The
I think you
problem
are.
is private developers. We need more public housing that serves the people and not private interests.
Oh.
doesn't it?
Well,
Look over here. Don't look at the detail. Don't look at the facts. Just
for that guy to speak like that towards somebody in the audience or a news member or whoever it was, it's unacceptable. He shouldn't be in that position, period. This guy needs to be reprimanded.
it's not a matter of reprimanded. And I'll say it myself. To the man who just made the speech, and they mentioned his name in the CBC article, I don't care. You know what needs to happen? You need to get put over somebody else's knee and got your attention back on track.
Mm-hmm.
Completely illogical. Makes no sense. And the fact that you're paid by the Alberta taxpayer is disgusting. Enough. But what's even worse, you committed the original crime, but Danielle Smith is not all over the media, every place. Recanting, accountable, going to the 17-year-old student and saying, what is the question? I will publicly give answers to, details, handhold you. Maybe even the U of A, or the University of Calgary, you get into the university and political science study on a pass because you're asking democratic questions. But that's just me. That's just my thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know if this 24-hour telethon is going to do very well if I keep making you mad.
I just, it's unbelievable. The way The way this place is being run, the way that Danielle Smith is running this province is unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. This whole next panel now, the way that gentleman was speaking to people is, it's unacceptable. Unacceptable. It shouldn't be allowed. I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words.
Well, he's lucky. I'm not.
You're not so lucky. You have to speak.
I'm not at a loss for words because I'm so mad, but I'm happy. I'm happy if you guys give this a chance and actually take in what it is we're saying. We're giving you an opportunity to change things.
We need change, no question.
We can't have this, and we can't have this as of tomorrow. It's possible. It'd be difficult and pain in the ass, but you've got a better shot of us providing it than the mainstream media.
100%.
And you got better chance of us actually getting the work and actually you could provide us with the information to hold these guys accountable, and we'll share it and we'll build the people who will make the change. And we're not going to talk about making change next year. We're talking about making change today.
It has to be done.
But there's
We can't continue on like this.
but
We're
most
going
of,
to end up in a freaking box. I feel like a bug in a jar now with the spraying and shit that's going on with us and the mention of putting us in a 15-minute city and have to buy a permit to go to the next 15-minute city, et cetera, et cetera. This is all hogwash. We're bugs in a, we're like ants in an ant farm.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't think we should. Well, we have to examine. If we're going to examine them being right or wrong, we examine ourselves. But the frustration that everybody's had for a long time is the fact that the social media is full of people expressing their opinion, and that's fine. But now there are influencers who are distracted from the end goal that was supposed to be about making people aware and sharing the facts and information.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's a lot of influencers out there who are part of the other side.
They've been bought.
They've been bought and paid for. They're focused on spreading the misinformation or propping up the misinformation. And for as much as we're hard on the UCP at this moment, today's Alberta government, don't even get me started on the NDP. Don't even pretend that there's any interest. Just, we will support anybody who's got good ideas that are actually implementable. Okay? Is that a word? I think.
That's a good word.
Okay. If they actually make the effort. What we can't do is just accept the lip service that says, oh, we have solutions. We are offering you solutions we can put into play tomorrow. But it's not a one-person deal. It's a multiple people.
Everybody needs to get on board.
And if it's not going to be us, who's it going to be? If it's not going to be our media that comes out and unifies people with a voice,
Maybe some of these other influencers will jump on board and help us to help people get organized and do some stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
it's possible. I mean, we're accepting
we all need
information.
to work together,
We need to work together. There's no question about that.
all of us.
And this is where it's starting, folks. It starts with you. If you, I'm going to play it again just because I'm in such shock.
I think it's kind of disgusting that you guys are blaming immigrants directly in a video for the problem.
Get lost. Nobody did that. Nobody did that.
It did. It was in the video and we all saw it.
Yeah.
So I think that's disgusting. The
I think
problem
you are.
is private developers. We need more public housing that serves the people and not private interests.
Oh.
This talk is so down to this young man. I don't know if it's the same student, a different person, maybe. It's just disgusting.
Unreal,
And
unacceptable. And here in Alberta,
that,
they take Alberta down, they take Canada down.
well, this is the thing, is that if we can show a successful solution here, then across the country, it can be implemented
That's right.
because it's real. Folks, let's go to the original one that we.
Lee, I'm a Calgary high school student. Like many high school students, I'm very concerned about what's going to happen to the upcoming Alberta teachers strike. But just an hour ago, they voted 89.5 in favor of striking.
Evan,
And my question is, why is the government handing out
or something.
They cut his mic.
here's the thing, Evan. Evan, I applaud you coming here to speak. I don't applaud how you're trying to speak. It's not making any sense. So we're going to move along.
Oh, you know,
Okay?
it makes sense.
Let's go over to this microphone, okay? I know you'd love some chaos, but your parents should turn you over your knee. Let's go over here.
Oh, that's rude.
That's the part that's so disturbing.
It's the same thing at the UCP general
AGM.
and AGM annual general meeting. I couldn't believe it. Like last year really hit me. I think I've been to three. Last two. I was never in politics until 4 or 5 years ago. So I've been to two. You get up to the mic, they give you 30 seconds. You start to ask your question. Then they come in, they cut you off. They say, please tell us where you're from, what constituency, what's your name. So now you got to spend 15 seconds telling all this information. You got 15 seconds to come up with what you got. It's all by design. They don't want you speaking up. You don't have enough time in 15 seconds to say anything worthy. 30 seconds, 15 seconds, let's say. Unbelievable. It's pathetic. It's pathetic.
Well, so
And they will cut your mic.
were you at the last AGM?
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you a question because I was not there, but as a firsthand witness. Was a new Alberta Bill of Rights discussed?
They discussed it very little. And when they did the vote, I did not vote for it because I knew what was happening. I knew what was going on. It was going to be their own Bill of Rights built by lawyers. We needed a Bill of Rights built by the people. There was words in that Bill of Rights that were not correct. I'm having a hard time coming up with that word. I'll figure it out here. On instead of in, on something rights. Anyway, maybe somebody will share it with us on the chat.
Inalienable.
Unalienable rights.
I did good.
You did right. That's perfect. Inalienable rights can be taken away. Unalienable rights cannot be taken away. They're rights given to us by God. Period. They would not change that wording in their document, and it was a mess. The new Bill of Rights is worse than the old Bill of Rights. They screwed us further.
And I think that's what the problem was, is that when they finished the AGM, they moved forward on the pretext that they had support on the new Bill of Rights as
Oh yeah,
the
we did it.
people
We
in-
got it through. They all went for it.
and
That's
then
right. They all went for it.
and then they changed it. They changed it without taking into consideration that which was already
There was
agreed
there
to.
was not enough talking about it. It was basically washed right over top of us.
So for our public that's paying attention to it, we're going to wrap up this segment saying, please, if you can send an e-transfer, we'd love to get the support needed to stay on the air. You can go to the Contact Us link on hheradio.com and give you a multiple of options of subscription, advertising,
We need support.
or donations.
You want to
yes.
put some advertising on the radios? That's right off. We're not throwing your money away, so to speak. But we need help. We can't do this without your help.
For those of you who are still listening, just remember this. We will end this segment off in just about a couple minutes. But we are back just basically at the top of the hour for hour 4 of our 24-hour telethon. But remember this. If you know of news, you'd like to bring forward a story, you think there's something that needs to be discussed, send us an email to ontheair@hhgradio.com and give us the information. If you've got the research done, great. Send it to us.
Send us the files.
If you don't have the research done, at least we are now aware and we can keep an eye out, maybe even ask some questions. But until we are fully funded and we can afford to have these massive researchers that should be part of the solution,
Yes.
we're challenged.
We got some good people on the team, but they can't do it for nothing forever.
So we're going to go on a break. We're going to come back. In the meantime, you can listen to HHG Radio, the audio feed, and we'll be back with our video at the top of the hour.
At hhgradio.com. You might have to scroll down and click on the radio, but then you got to come back for the audio and video. So
It just is what it is. Sorry,
it
folks.
is what it is. We're trying.
That's the technology required at this time. Anyways, I'm Kirk.
And I'm Red Dog.
Till next time. Later.
Later.